Macaulay Culkin is a name recognized by millions across the globe. Every holiday season, he returns to our screens, bringing with him the warm and nostalgic spirit of Christmas. Most people first discovered Macaulay through the 1990 blockbuster Home Alone. The movie became an instant sensation, and its cast, especially Culkin, quickly gained worldwide fame. Just 2 years later, the sequel was released and proved to be just as successful as the original. After Home Alone 2, Macaulay became the most famous child actor on the planet. His popularity reached extraordinary heights. Even Michael Jackson invited the young star to appear in his music videos, and before long the two developed a close friendship. Jackson often welcomed Macaulay to his famous amusement park, where the boy experienced some of the happiest moments of his childhood. However, just as his fame reached its peak, something unexpected happened. Directors and producers suddenly lost interest in casting him, and when the third Home Alone film arrived, audiences saw a version of the franchise without the Kevin McAllister they had come to love. What caused such a dramatic change? Why did the world's most famous child actor become unwanted in Hollywood? Why did a career that seemed destined for greatness remain trapped in childhood, while his personal life turned into a long struggle with addiction? The story of Macaulay Culkin begins in a very ordinary family. His father had once worked as a Broadway actor, but was employed as a church sacristan when Macaulay was born. His mother worked as a traffic controller. The family's income was only enough to cover basic necessities. With 7 children to support, the Culkins lived a modest life, a fact that would later play a significant role in Macaulay's future. From an early age, Macaulay showed remarkable acting ability. As soon as he learned to speak, he impressed relatives with his energy and natural talent for performing. At the age of 4, he joined a children's theatre studio, where he soon began appearing in stage productions. His expressive acting style and especially his charming smile did not go unnoticed. The talented youngster started receiving invitations to appear in commercials and small film roles. He made his big screen debut at just 5 years old, playing a minor part in the movie Rocket Gibraltar. Although he continued appearing in various projects, usually in small roles, everything changed when he starred in the comedy Uncle Buck. That film would not only transform Macaulay's life, but also create opportunities for the entire Culkin family. It was Uncle Buck that caught the attention of writer and director John Hughes, who was searching for the lead actor for his next project, Home Alone. At the time, nobody could have predicted that the movie would become such a cultural phenomenon. Following its release, the previously unknown Macaulay Culkin woke up as the most famous child in the world, recognized in virtually every country. After the success of the first film, Macaulay became Hollywood's golden child. Producers everywhere wanted him in their projects. Yet audiences were eagerly waiting for a continuation of the story about the boy accidentally left home just before Christmas. In 1992, the long-awaited sequel finally premiered. Its success firmly established Macaulay as one of Hollywood's finest young actors. Unfortunately, his father took control of his career and became his manager, a decision that would ultimately damage Macaulay's future in the industry. Christopher Culkin demanded enormous salaries from producers, even though the films that followed failed to match the success of Home Alone. In addition, the ambitious father insisted that Macaulay's brothers and sisters be cast alongside him in movies while the young actor was still at the height of his fame. At first, major filmmakers were willing to meet the family's demands. However, projects involving Macaulay's siblings failed to achieve the same level of success as his earlier work. His father believed that Macaulay's talent could secure a bright future for all of his children, but in doing so, he failed to realize that he was damaging his son's own career. From that point on, the young actor's rise in Hollywood began to unravel. Although Macaulay continued landing leading roles and even appeared in another Michael Jackson music video, difficult times were approaching. Because of his father's strict demands and complicated negotiations, high-quality acting opportunities gradually disappeared. By the age of 15, Macaulay admitted that he was exhausted. Years of constant filming, endless roles, and relentless pressure from his father had taken their toll. Christopher Culkin seemed interested only in increasing the family's income and pushed his son to accept every project possible. The non-stop workload eventually led to severe burnout, forcing Macaulay to step away from acting. His father strongly opposed the decision, believing that success should be exploited while it lasted. His mother, however, sided with her son. She went so far as to leave her husband, accusing him of ruining Macaulay's career.
The family conflict quickly escalated into a legal battle over custody of the teenage actor. Macaulay felt that his parents were less concerned about him as a person than about the fortune he had accumulated. At the time, his assets were estimated to be worth around $20 million. The once close family became divided. His parents constantly fought in court, each trying to gain control over their son's finances. Watching them turn against each other because of money deeply affected Macaulay. Tired of the ongoing conflict, he decided to remove both of his parents from the trust fund managing his wealth. As a result, neither parent could access or control his money. After taking a break from acting, Macaulay completed his education. 2 years later, he attempted a return to the film industry. Although he continued to work as an actor, he was increasingly cast in supporting roles. The fame and success that had once defined his career became little more than memories, and he never managed to regain the level of stardom he enjoyed during his childhood. Another devastating chapter followed. Macaulay suffered the loss of his sister and later experienced a painful breakup with his longtime partner. The emotional strain became overwhelming. Reports claimed that doctors had to save his life after a suicide attempt, while media outlets also suggested that he had developed serious problems with drug use. In 2012, photographs of Macaulay looking dramatically different from his former self spread rapidly across the internet. The images fueled rumors that the actor had died from a drug overdose. In reality, he had simply stepped away from the spotlight and shifted his attention to music. He founded a comedy cover band called Pizza Underground Dash. The group's concept revolved around humorous reinterpretations of well-known songs. While some viewed the project as creative fun, others saw it as an escape from the pressures of reality. The band eventually launched its first tour, but the experience was far from successful. During one performance, audience members began throwing food at the band and booing them off the stage. The musicians walked away after only 15 minutes. 2 years later, the group officially disbanded. Despite the setback, Macaulay remained involved in music and started working as a DJ at nightclubs. The nightlife environment exposed him to many of the same influences that had surrounded him for years. His life increasingly became a struggle against addiction and depression. For a long time, few people believed he would ever recover. Yet eventually he managed to turn things around. The reason was a new relationship that gave him renewed purpose and hope for the future. In 2017, Macaulay met Brenda Song. Not long after meeting, the couple moved in together, and in 2021 they welcomed their first child. These days, Macaulay appears in films only occasionally. While he no longer enjoys the extraordinary level of fame he once had, what matters most is that he has found happiness after everything he went through. Back in 2012, when rumors and stories about Macaulay flooded social media, many people dismissed his struggles and claimed that fame had simply gone to his head. Looking back now, it is easier to understand why his life unfolded the way it did. From an early age, he witnessed a lack of affection within his family. He saw his parents constantly arguing and battling over the money he had earned. Growing up in that environment left emotional scars. Like many people who experience a difficult childhood, he searched for the love and stability he had missed in romantic relationships. When those relationships also failed to provide the comfort he was looking for, he found himself lost and overwhelmed. For Macaulay, escaping reality seemed like the only way to cope. He simply wanted to forget the pain and silence the chaos surrounding him. No one can say for certain what Macaulay Culkin's career might have looked like if his father had not imposed such demanding conditions on filmmakers and producers. His father likely believed he was doing what was best for all of his children. In many ways, this story has no true villain. Having once been an actor himself, he understood how rare an opportunity like this was and tried to make the most of it in the only way he knew. Unfortunately, Macaulay's own world gradually fell apart. The things he trusted most began to feel unreliable. His family became consumed by disputes over his money. His search for love brought disappointment. His attempts to revive his acting career never produced the comeback many had hoped for. Few people could carry such a heavy emotional burden and continue moving forward. Yet somehow, Macaulay managed to overcome it. And that's where today's story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the link in the description and subscribe to my Telegram channel. There we'll chat, discuss ideas for future videos, and explore many more fascinating stories together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.